Alright, this was about how I prevented a Jamaican inmate from being someone's girlfriend in the prison. Alright, this one is about how I prevented a Jamaican inmate from being someone's girlfriend in prison. Now, sit back, make sure you listen to this whole joint. You youngins better listen to this, because this is how easy it is for someone to try and take your manhood while you in the joint. Alright? Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm going to tell you about how I prevented a Jamaican inmate from being someone's girlfriend in the prison. So check, right? I'm sitting in the prison. I must have been down. This is in 2012, right? So at this time, I'm down 19 years in prison. So, I already started reforming, chilled out from doing all this crap on the compound. So I'm sitting in the mess hall, right? There, we call it chow hall. I'm sitting in the chow hall, and there's a dude sitting at the table, looking shook. We had tables in the prison. We had like the New York table, the Dirty South table, the Serrano table, the Blood table, the Georgia table, the DC table, the Muslim table. So you got tables, and everything is, segregated. And it's like the administration allowed that. They pushed the segregation, right? Like, matter of fact, let me ride. It's early, but I want to ride. Now, oh yeah, before I even start riding, I got the Lou Sims video where Lou Sims is going to tell about how he ran the prison from on the inside, the rules and how he governed it, so that you youngins know when you go in, this is the rules that you have to fall under. So make sure you check out that Lou Sims video. I got a prison interview with Lou Sims about how he ran the car in prison. You already know the car is that mean at different geographical locations like I just named. Now, like I said, I'm sitting in the chow hall, and there's a dude sitting at the table. He looking shook, right? He's sitting at the New York table. So, I come in late, everybody else gone. He's sitting at the table, his eyes busting out his head. They looking like this big, And, so I rolled up in there, and he dropped his eyes, when I walked in, and he's looking around all nervous. So that there, is a sign of weakness in the prison. You know what I mean? Because I come in, he don't know me, and he dropped his eyes. He should have just made eye contact, gave me a head nod. You know what I mean? He ain't had to say nothing verbally, because he just gave me a head nod. So now, when he dropped his eyes, I asked, dude, where you from? And, he said he from New York. I said, New York? He said, yeah. He said he's Jamaican. Jamaican? He said, yeah. Then he went on to tell me about how his father was reputable in Jamaica and who his father is. And, was just name dropping his father to let me know that he was a bona fide blood clot Jamaican, right? So now, I asked him, what he was locked up for. And he tells me he locked up for a gun charge. So I asked him, where you at with your appeal? Because he's a younger dude. So, I've been down 19, so if I'm going to be around somebody, I'm going to give him the jewels on how to survive and how to get out of jail. So I asked him, where he at with his appeal? He said that, he going to file a couple of 2255s and because his motion, his appeal, got denied. I said a couple of 2255s. I said, my brother, you only allowed to file one 2255 under the ADPA. That means the Anti-Effective Death Penalty Act. They brought that into effect when Timothy McVeigh, hit the World Trade Center in Oklahoma. So make sure y'all watch that Lou Sims video I'm telling you about, because Lou Sims break that down about that whole Oklahoma City joint with Timothy McVeigh and, how he was in proximity with him, right? So now I asked him, what he looked up when he tells me a gun charge. I asked him, where was he at? And he's telling me that he's getting ready to file all these appeals. So I let him know he can only file one 2255, And he said, nah, you're allowed to file as many as you want. I said, nah, man, you can't file as many as you want. So he said, But what's the ADPA? I said Bill Clinton signed that in effect in 1996. So he told me that he could file as many as he want, right? I said, nah. I said, you know what? You go to law library, you look that up, and you let me know if you could file as many as you want, and you come back, right? So he leaves. I see him, the next meal, and he said, man, I looked that up. You're right. You can't. You could only file one. I respected the fact that he was man enough to say that he was wrong, right? He didn't have to agree, but when he looked in the law library, he saw that was right. That on the ADPA, you only get one. When I first got locked up in Lewisburg, back then you was allowed to file as many as you want. But after Timothy McVeigh, they said that people is lasting too long on death row. So being that it's taking 20, 30 years to execute somebody and the taxpayers' money is paying for it, that they got to do away with it and narrow it down so they could save taxpayers' money and go ahead and execute the person as quick as possible, because this is the way the system worked, and the system wasn't put in place to house a man for 30 years after a jury of his peer had sentenced him to death, right? So now, a few days later, when he went and looked it up, like I said, he came back and he, told me, admitted he was wrong. So he sat there looking shook at the table, and I asked him, yo, what's wrong? And he let me know that he didn't trust his cellie and felt uncomfortable in the cell with him. I said, you didn't trust your cellie? I said, so why you ain't bust him? He said, oh, no, man, I'm trying to go home. I don't want to get any charges. I only got 8 years. He just had a gun charge. The minimum was 6. They gave him 8, right? Now, matter of fact, they gave him like 12, 13 years because they wound up charging him as a career criminal. So I said, nah, dog, when a dude do that, you got to put the knife in him. And he's like, nah, I'm just trying to get out of jail. Now, I'm 19 years in the bed, so I'm trying to really just chill out and relax. And I don't want to really push the violence on him, but this is the code and this the rules. If a dude violates your manhood, you put the knife in him. That shows that you're a man and you're willing to die for your manhood, right? So I asked him, what was his cellie doing? And he told me, when they locked in the cell, that he just sat there staring at him, and he'll stand at the door, meaning the Jamaican young man would stand at the door, and his cellie would lay back in the bed and he'd just sit there watching him, So he said he felt uncomfortable with him. But I said, so why you didn't just put the knife in him? What, you need a knife? And he said, nah, man, I'm just trying to go. So, being he told me Jamaican, I know who his father is, so I had to say, man, I'm in a hard place right now because, he's sitting at the New York table. He's Jamaican, so he one of us. So now I got to help him out, right? So I asked him, who was his cellie? He told me who his cellie was. And when he told me who his cellie was, I said, yo, he's Cypher, Monkey Cypher. He definitely is trying you if he looking at you like that. So I bust out laughing, and he's sitting there, and he put his face down. He looked like, because I'm laughing at him. But me, I don't give a crap. I'm laughing like a mother. I said, yo, dude definitely trying. You're going to have to put the knife in him or get out, being that, he was a Jamaican, and I see that his father raised him different the way I would have liked to raise my child because he was a good kid. So I said, yo, you know what? I'm going to move you in with me. I got a single cell, across the joint. In the next unit, he in one unit, I'm on the other side. So I said, look, I'm going to go ahead and move you in. These people, they'll move you in because, I refuse to take a cellie. So they would love to hear me say I'm going to take a cellie. But I told them I'm going to take a cellie, get you in the unit. Once you get in the unit, then you move around. You find somebody you compatible with, and you get a unit. You get a cell. So he said, all right. So he comes in the joint. So when he come in the joint, everything get good, and he gets comfortable over on my side where he was uncomfortable on the other side. So when he come over there and he got comfortable on my side, he started mixing with these dudes, right? So he started mixing with the group of dudes from the geographical location that he was arrested in and that he was living in, but he told me he was from New York and he was Jamaican, but his father was from New York, bona fide hustler from back in the days, used to run enough herb gates and, and do enough things. So, in my Jamaican, and he from Brooklyn. But he went to school in Miami from he was a teenager, about 12, 13 years old. His mother moved him down, to Florida. That's the geographical location. So now he down there, and I asked him, yo, what's up? And he's like, nah, everything good. So I see him start mixing with the Florida dudes more, right? So as I'm seeing mixing with the Florida dudes, I tell him like, yo, you got to be careful You claim in New York, but you running with the Florida dudes, and he caught your case in Florida. And he's like, nah, you know, I'm I'm Jamaican, and I run with the New York car. I said, all right, but every time I turn around, he's befriending these Florida dudes, and he making them his circle. He's playing tabletops with them, he walking with them, he talking with them, he in the yard with them, he doing everything with the Florida dudes, you know. So now I see some aggressive Florida dudes coming around because it's, you know, people was taking care of him, sending him money, his mother making sure he all right. So they come, y'all, I needed soup, I needed this, I needed that. And he's giving them everything. And you already know in prison, you know, I ain't show y'all in a minute because, you know, I've been chilling from my prison stories, but I feel like doing prison story Friday. So, you know, everything was stamped. The kid kept a bunch of stamps because he had a good job in the joint, and he used to get about 20 of these a day. That's like, at $5 a piece, that's $100 for the book that he's getting. You know, $100 a day that he's making. So, end of the night when he come back from work, everybody's there asking him for stamps, and he peeling out, giving them stamps. They asking for food, he's giving them food. Ask for cosmetics, he's giving it to them. Whatever they ask for, this man is giving it to them, right? And I'm like telling them, like, yo, my nigga, you can't be so giving in here. Every time you give someone something, they take that as a weakness, like you's a sucker. He's like, no, they good people. I say, yo, ain't no good people in prison. Stop it. I'm not a good person. You know what I mean? So don't look at nobody in here as a good person, you know? And he's like, nah, but I said, all right, I'm just telling you. So we keep doing our thing, but these dudes, they soft rocking him. They soft pressing him. And he's self pressing himself, giving them, you know, his merchandise and his stamps and everything else, trying to fit in. So that's called soft pressing yourself. You know what I mean? Because he's giving them without them asking to try and befriend them. So it's like buying friends. So I'm sitting back and I'm looking at him, and I got my own, so I really don't care. But my thing is, I don't want none of these dudes to try and make a move on him because he's from New York and because he's my Jamaican, right? So I can't make that happen, right? So now I'm sitting there and I winds up, you know, getting to something. They had a big thing there with the Muslims. You know what I mean? So they had something going on with the Muslims, and they went and locked up all the shot callers and the people that was, you know, involved, like in the Sharif and all that, the security team, and anybody that had influence with the Muslims, they locked them up. Right? So now they come to my door, they lock me up. I didn't have no influence with the Muslims like that, keeping it 100. You know, I'm Muslim. I was, you know, going to Juma every Friday, making my salat with the brothers. But as far as I wasn't in the cabinet, I wasn't involved in none of that. Right? But they came and locked me up because I had the riot on my jacket in Lewisburg in '95. You know, I had the stabbing on the police. You know what I mean? I had, you know, going to ADX. I got being transferred to all these different jails, so they knew that I was influential in one way or another, so they locked me up. So now when they lock me up, they take me in the shoe, and I had mad property from all my legal papers and all that. So dude didn't sell with me. And when I go there, and we was on lockdown because this was something big where they was, okay, what it was, let me ride. I got to get it. It just came back to mind what we had got locked up for. So what happened is, one of the Muslim brothers, you know, one of our Muslim brothers was in another unit, and he went over there, and police found his wine. He was making his wine. He owed somebody some money. First of all, he wasn't supposed to be making wine. I'm keeping it 100. You know, that's haram, you know, being a sin. So he's making wine, and just when the wine is finished, he's about to take the wine, sell the wine, pay his debts, and, you know, get his face clean in the prison. But then there was this asshole police used to walk around with a little earpiece in his ear, look like a G.I. Joe with his vest on, and he was just a pain. But he finds my man wine. So when he finds my man wine, my man goes up to him and said, yo, man, I need that. I got to pay some debts. I don't want to get into nothing. The joint is done. I'm going to go ahead. I'll have it out the unit in a minute. And you can normally talk to the police like that. But this dude was the G.I. Joe police. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. So he tell him, nah, I'm taking it. So he takes it, and he's dragging it in between, you know, the corridor that separates the unit where the unit team office is at, so he could lock it in, so he could go lock the dude's cell and go call, you know, the rest of the police to come, you know, lock him up for having contraband in the cell, you know, the wine. So when he takes it in the joint, the dude said, yo, man, you really gonna do this? I just told you I need that wine. And, you know, wine is illegal, but this is how gangster it is in prison, and this is how we talk to the police. So you youngins pay attention, because I don't want you to have to go through none of this, so don't think that none of this is to brag, boast, or none of that. So the police said no and went to close the door, and the dude just punched him in the face. Boop! knock the police out, grab the wine, and he pass it off to another brother. Brother take the wine, and when the deuce is coming, the police running down. The doors is open, of course. So dude takes the wine and he goes out the cell, out the back with it, and he puts it in the cell and hides it. So they call lockdown. So now we locked down. Right? Dude locked up for knocking out the police, but he's a Muslim. So now they scared that, the Muslims is going to get involved for retaliation for the police jumping on a Muslim brother, after he knocked out the police. Because that's how it rolled in the prison. The Muslims don't take no shorts, right? So now, but dude was wrong. Let me say that right off the bat. Dude was wrong. Gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. He was dead wrong for making wine in the first place, being a Muslim. But this is what he felt like he had to do to try and get on his feet. So after they locked him up, they go around to all the units, and they look in the computer, and everybody that got what they call a red flag next to their name. I had a red flag from all my crap that I did, and so they grabbed all of us and they put us in the shoe. So while we're in the shoe, and they pack us out, because we're going to ride back now. Alright? So now, they put us in a shoe in my celly, that I moved in, that the dude was trying to turn into a he cipher, monkey cipher. He had to pack my property. But I was so hard on this kid when he took his hard, but I had to be, because he's giving all these dudes this commissary, giving them all these stamps. He's just too friendly, and I wouldn't let, nobody, I wouldn't allow him to have no visitors to the cell, because I wouldn't have no visit in the cell. One thing you don't want, I learned this from an Italian, right? You don't allow someone in your cell, because that's equivalent to you allowing someone in your house. No one knows what's in your house or would think about robbing your house until you allow them in the house, because now they feel comfortable like they're allowed in the house, so they feel like what's in your house is theirs, and they can come back and take what they want. But they're not going to come in your house to take nothing if they've never been in there to feel comfortable with that roof over their head. Because I remember I went, let me ride again, I like to ride, let me ride. I remember I went to this Italian door, my man, Miller, he was from St. Kitts, them call him Stepper, he's the one that I gotta do a video too. Stepper's the one that he's the one that he's from St. Kitts. He killed somebody in St. Kitts, jumped on a barge, a little boat, went to Jamaica, hooked up, wound up killing somebody there, got locked up in Jamaica. While he locked up in Jamaica, he runs into Vivian Blake. You know what I mean? So he runs into Vivian Blake in general prison over there in Jamaica, and they hook up, and that's when they form, the Shower Posse. Right? He's one of the original founders. He's one of the last ones still alive. But anyway. So now, he tells me, yo, this Italian up in your unit, when I get to the joint, remember I'm riding, so I backed off my man, that they try to take advantage of. So now, he dude in the unit, he said, yo, go see the white dude, he real good people, he from New York, that's my man, tell him I sent you, I go see the white dude, and the white dude was in there looking at something on his desk, so I knocked on the door, and I opened it, and I walked in. As soon as I walked in, the white dude, Italian, he came walking to the door real fast. He said, no, step outside, step outside. You know what I mean? So, we step outside, and we on the rail, and I'm like, yo, Millie told me to holler at you, said you're good people, you're from New York, He said, yeah, but he's like, yo, I don't, where is this phone? So he's like, I don't even see the phone. Yeah, so he pushed me out the cell, and when he pushed me out the cell, he puts me over in, the hallway, and we talking, and he's like, yo, I don't let nobody in the cell, because once you let somebody in the cell, that's where problems come, because they get comfortable, and he broke it all down to me, and that's how I learned that Jew, right? So I wouldn't let nobody in our cell after that, and I definitely wouldn't allow him to bring nobody, because everybody that he was talking to was trying to use him one way or another. So I'm telling them like, nah, So when I get locked up, he goes, because everybody's on lockdown. He takes all my stuff when the police comes, and he gives it to him when I already told him before, if I ever get locked up, because, I never know when I might have to put that Banky Pound, say that Bethlehem in somebody. So I said, if I ever get locked up, just pack this legal papers. I already have a duplicate, and everything else hold on to, because I should be getting out. If I don't get out, I'll send a unit team to pick up my property, and you make sure it goes, all my property going to unit team hands. So he said, all right. But now when I go, he's so happy that I'm going, and I bought a TV set from these two white dudes, right, where you could lay in the bed and you could look at the TV, right? So the cell was like a +7. It was like the penthouse. It was considered the penthouse in the joint. So I'm in the penthouse, and I move him in the penthouse with me. So now I get locked up, and I'm a little too hard on him, not letting him company, always on him about giving away his stuff, the whole nine. So while that's going on, y'all, I'm on the phone doing a video. Let me call you back. Yeah, right. So, while that's going on, they pack all my stuff. Then he takes my photo album. I had a big photo album. My photo album was literally about this big. You know what I mean? I had like over 10,000 pictures in a photo album. It's like a movie. You know what I mean? So he takes my photo album and he brings it out to give it to the C Cypher Power. You know what I mean? Which mean the cops, the police. Right? He takes it out and gives it to him, and we was only out for like an hour, that range. I'm in the shoe, I'm locked up. But they only out for an hour for showers and phone calls and then to go back in the cell. He brings my joint down and the police was doing something else. So he gives it to the police by the phone booth, and he on the phone, so he leaves it over there by the phone booth with the police, by the thing for the police. So now they call lockdown, they go in. So while they go in, he leaves the photo album out there. He don't make sure the police take my photo album and secure it. And he took all my property, everything I own, my institution clothes and everything, and turned it into the administration. So I'm like, so somebody looking out the door, dude from Texas. I don't even remember his name. It was a dude from Texas in the unit. And, man, look out for man. That's how prison is. So a dude from Texas was sitting there, and he looking out the door, and he see my photo album when it get locked in. And then now everyone else is coming out from the other range. And my photo album is out there unsecured with a whole nother group of inmates coming in while everybody on my tier that I was living on is locked in their cell. And another tier coming out. So dude called somebody over to the door and said, yo, go get the police. So the police come over there. So he tell the police, the Texas dude, he said, yo, man, that's unique photo album. His Sully brought it down. Make sure you put that joint in the thing, da. And the police try to say something slick to him. I get it when I get it. So he called one of his Texas boys, and they call a few of their Texas boys. They surround the police, and they said, nah, you putting the homie joint in the police office now, and make sure you give me a property slip so I can give it to my man. So they give him the property slip, put in the joint. So they send the photo album back, everything. While I'm in the shoe, right? That's the special housing unit. While I'm in the shoe, check out how this dude played, right? Now, he done moved, a dude from Florida in the cell. You understand? Good dude, though. He brought really good dude. He moves a dude from Florida in the cell. This dude wasn't on no He Cypher, Monkey Cypher time. But he moves him in the cell because he's a big dude, like 6'6". He had weight on him, and worked out and, had pulled a young boy, and they all respected him. So he moved him in there really for protection, like how I was protecting him in the cell. So now he figured this dude is going to be his new muscle, but he's in my cell, and everybody know when you go to the hold your cell, he hold your cell for you, because you come out, the police gonna put you right back in your cell. But instead he moved me out my cell, so now when I'm supposed to get out the hole, of course they're gonna have to try and put me in another cell. So now he's in the cell with the dude. So while he in the cell with the dude, he's running with the Florida dudes the whole time I'm locked up. He go to one of the other Jamaican and them by the compound, and I'm gonna give him some cigarettes, him give him some cigarettes, and I sell the cigarettes by the compound, and I give the Florida boy them the cigarettes, and the Florida boy them I use them for go to the yard man for get cigarettes, and them the upside use them, and everybody upon the compound on top of would say, they might use use the eyes, so. But then I the shoe, so I hear all this, I go on, so I'm here, so next month moving at myself, so I'm ready for come out and, put my bet on me or somebody, because me now go for that. Nobody now take nothing from me, much less, my cell is what I call it, even though it's a government cell. But the mentality is they put me in this mines, ain't nobody taking it, meaning no other inmate, but the police could come and try to tell you to move out or whatever. But if an inmate try to tell you to move out, you're going to put the knife in them. Crazy, right? But that's the mentality. That's why I tell the youth, don't go to prison. You ain't trying to get caught up in this. So now, we sitting there, and he running with all these Florida dudes. But then I come out the shoe, and when I come out the shoe, he, got the dude in the cell, and they put me in the cell with, the dude, with another dude. So when they put me in the cell with the other dude, as soon as I come out, first day I come out, I take all my property, and I go down to my cell, and I put my stuff in the cell. I say, look, counsel be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yo, homie, either you go or both of y'all go. You know what I mean? So I'm telling the Florida dude he got to get out because this is my cell. Or I'm telling dude that he got to go. You know what I mean? Meaning the Jamaican that I'm trying to look out for. So now, it caused a big thing, and then he goes, another Florida dude come say, nah, the police put him in there, da 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 da, and try to say all that. So, I already got my knife, and dudes already know how I'm rolling. So I'm like, nah, dude. Either he getting out or both of y'all getting out. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, we gonna see what's going on. But he getting out, So I put my stuff down in there. Now I'm ready to go to war. I go get my knife, and I'm sitting there, and I'm hanging on the rail, but I'm waiting till the next day. So by the next day, later on that night, one of the Florida dudes that's aggressive, that didn't really like me because I was aggressive like him. He didn't like me just because we was both alike. So he comes in, he's telling the other people, no, he ain't getting out. If anything, his man get out. Talking about my Jamaican little homie. He said, if anything, the little Jamaican get out because he the one that moved him in there. And the crazy thing is, my Jamaican homie moved him from the other unit that he was in. That dude was trying to turn him into a he cipher, monkey cipher. So, but he moves him over there. So now they saying like, nah, he can't go back to his unit, so he got to stay in that cell. I say, nah, he ain't staying in my cell. Both of y'all getting out. You know what I mean? So now it was a big thing. It was gonna be a big old riot that night between the New York and Muslim car against the Florida car. So the next morning, we get up, everybody ready to go to war, and the Jamaican dude tried to say, that the dude was gonna move out, and he was gonna move out with the dude. You know what I mean? So I said, I don't care, both of y'all get the hell out. So now, as they packing, and I'm moving around, people pull me up on what's been going on while I've been gone. Cause remember, I was in a hole for 60 days. So this is 2 months of this dude living on his own with the Florida car. So they pulled me up. They said, yo, I know that's your little man. I know you real strong on your culture and all that. I know he ain't Muslim, but that's your man because you Jamaican. But I'm telling you now, there's a dude in the car that's trying to, on some he cipher, monkey cipher time trying to, I said, nah. You said, yeah, and I said, yeah. It never even crossed my mind. I'm not even gonna lie. It never even crossed my mind to abandon dude and said no. So he said, yeah, man, I'm telling you, dude already telling everybody because he be having him in the cell, they be talking, and he feel the dude weak, and the dude, ready to make the move on him, but you came out, right at the time when he was gonna make the move. So now I go back in the cell, and I said, yo, what's going on? What you been doing, man? And he said, nah, I've been chilling. I said, well, what are you claiming? You know what I mean? He said, what you mean? I said, you claiming the New York car, the Jamaican car, or the Florida car? And he said, nah, I'm claiming the Jamaican car, the New York. He said, I'm claiming the New York car. I said, the New York car? I said, okay, so why you ain't been hanging on New York dudes while we've been gone? You know what I mean? And he's like, nah, because da-da-da. But he lied to me the whole time. But everybody telling me he was busy trying to buy his way in the Florida car because he grew up in Florida and being that he had, this money, that his people send him in a good job. They befriending him, just taking what they can while they've been gone. So I'm like, nah, man. So I see the dude that he trying to get, and he an old aggressive dude from up Central Florida, and that's the dude trying to push up on the little Jamaican, right? So I tell a dude like this, I said, look, my nigga, they trying to F you, man. You know me, I went raw. I said, yo, they trying to F you, man. And he's like, I said, yeah. You know what I mean? I said, yo, dude, you know what I mean? So I called somebody in the cell, and they told me, said, yo, dude, yeah, you know what I mean? So now he's scared to death. But he was packing up to leave my cell, and here I go protecting him when he ready to leave my cell, like I did something wrong by keeping my foot on his neck to make sure that he did what he was supposed to do in a manly manner. You understand? So now I'm telling that dude, here go the knife, go stab him. He like, nah. I'm like, yo, see, dude, this is the second time, your manhood came into play and you don't want to fight for your manhood. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the fact that you're Jamaican, I would put my knife in you and run you off this compound. He said, but nah. I said, you're going to have to fight for this, man. I'm telling the man he got to fight for his manhood. Could you believe that? Gunshots, So now he sit there and the dude is telling everybody, like, I got in the way. like, I'm he cipher, monkey cipher, block it. You know what I mean? But I got in the way because this and that. So I tell dude, I said, look, this is what you're going to have to do, man. You have to pick a side right now. Either, you rolling with us or you rolling with them. Because while I've been gone 60 days, they said you've been rolling with them, So he's scared. He's like, man, I ain't trying to go out there and be around them and this and that. So I said, okay, well, on the strength that you're Jamaican, and me know say not on the ism schism time, so me never know say my Jamaican, me say, all right, this is what y'all gonna do. Here, take the knife. Well, I go out there and I go tell them, say, you're with the Jamaican car, that you're Jamaican, So we go out there And cause you know it's the easiest way to get him out of it. So he go out there and he said that you know they asked him what's up. So he said, "Yo, I'm in a Jamaican car." So I said, "All right, well me out Jamaica." So me I tell you no. So stay away from the money. You understand? Don't even come around the money. If you want to come around the money, I tell you no. I might put something in you because we're not go for that. You know. So now they like, man, that's messed up. You nah, that ain't messed up. In my Jamaica, in my man. So man, I gotta make on to do some things like that when the man don't want to do it. But that's why you youngins gotta pay attention to this. I'm sitting here defending another man's manhood, and he's scared to defend his own manhood, and that's how prison is. So now I'm sitting there, and we all up in a joint. And then that weekend, you know, the dude that wanted to make the move on him, he lived right next door to me at that. So, you know, he never even looked in my cell. I didn't look in his cell because that's how it is. You don't look in nobody's cell when you walk by, because if you look in somebody's cell, that's a violation. So I didn't look in his cell. He didn't look in my cell. He'd come out the cell. He go do what he do, and I'm leaning up on the rail, or I'm sitting in front of the cell with my joint on me, and I'm watching TV and got the door open in my little Jamaican celly. He's sitting in the room in a chair, eating cookies, acting like everything is cool, drinking his flavored Kool-Aid, and he don't even realize that the talk of the unit is that this dude, the he cipher monkey cipher bandit, is planning on making a move on him, and he tired. You know what I mean? Like, nah, like, damn, I almost had him, and then me come out, this New York boy come out here with this bull crap, and this is what's going on. So another Florida dude came and said, "Yo, I'm not into that he cipher, monkey cipher time either, man. I seen them making a move on him, but your man, you know, we look at him like a sucker because, you know, he was with you, and then when, you know, you go to the hole, he move another nigga in, violate you, or put somebody else in the cell, and then turn around and talk about he was gonna move out to go in the cell with the dude that he violated you and moved in the cell. So we not really feeling him, but we definitely not feeling the he cipher, monkey cipher time. And I respect the time, and we respect the time that you want holding them down. So now that weekend, something happened, right? And they had a they had a visit, right? And it was a dude from down there, Go Hard. I don't even want to say his name, a little Florida dude, but this is what you call a real Florida, you know, a real Florida gator. You know what I mean? A swamp dog. You know, little dude, stocky. All he did was work out, mind his business. But you know, he went and was getting a little weed from the visit or whatever, and you know they was talking about him, and something happened, and dude just decided to, you know, pop it off right before the visit, and he fought like 5 of his homies because he was from like Central Florida, they was from like the bottom half of Florida, so they didn't really get along like that over there. So they get to scrapping, you know. So the one dude, he whoops him, you know. So they locks us in. So when they lock us in, they still call visits that day. So me and dude in the cell, and I'm telling the dude, you know, like, yo, you know, when you go out, you're gonna have to stab this dude, you know, next door to us, right? And I said, nah, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you don't stab this dude, I'm gonna stab you, and you gotta get out this unit because your name ringing too much with this bull crap. And I'm still hearing that, you know, when you go outside the unit, you still going over there sitting with the Florida dudes, even though you know the dude was trying to get with you and nobody else tried to defend you. So now you got to make a stance for yourself. If you're not going to defend yourself, you got to get out of here. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to stab you to get you out of here. I'm not going to allow you to walk up out of here on your own because you don't violate and had me get all caught up in the middle of this, you know. So now he like got his heart up. He like, bet. You know, so he's sitting. I said, nigga, do some push-ups. I'm showing him how to wrap the knife around his wrist and how to get everything right. So he working out, and now, you know, being like they just had the big fight in the unit with the bottom, you know, in the central part of Florida. Police come around, they start locking up all the Florida dudes, you know. So they come and lock dude up that was trying to get him. So that prevented him from having to stab the dude, you know. So now I could see, like, because he was sweating. I could see, like, you know, the hot sweats turned to, you know, I mean, the cold sweats turned to hot sweats, and he just started drenching like if somebody threw water on the face. He was so relieved that they locked the dude up. He didn't have to stab him, right? So I told him straight up, I said, dude, he's just going to hold for investigation. So when he go to investigation to the shoe, I'm telling you now, when he come out, don't even wait for him to put his bags down. You're going to have to put the knife in him, or you might as well leave now while he's not here. But if he hit this compound and you don't put that knife in him, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put the knife in you. You know, make sure you watch the Lou Sims video that I'm getting ready to put up, man. Like the video, subscribe to the video, and I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to have to give you part 2 to that because this shit here too fire. All right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the road men.